Hello, tribe members. How are you? This is Dr. Smith, your favorite doctoral expert. I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of having clarity in your doctoral program. The importance of having clarity in your doctoral program. So, I just want to quickly, before I go into that, if you know someone with whom can benefit from this information, please invite them to join the tribe or tag them in the comments. When you do invite someone to the tribe, please make sure that they answer the membership questions, or else I won't be able to approve them, or my admin, okay? So let's jump into it. The importance of having clarity in your doctoral program. Clarity escapes so many doctoral students. It's like it's unreachable unless you are asking the questions that you need to get answers to, or if you are working with someone, a mentor or a coach or someone like that who has already been through it, knows the pitfalls to avoid, and can teach you what to do, right? But many of you are, I won't say first-time doctoral students, duh, but many of you are the first ones in your family, or you don't have any mentors or people who have gone before you to do this. So when you do not have clarity on your work or any aspect of your program, it does lead to frustration. You might have to redo your work, right? You might even fail a paper or an exam. We don't want that. You might even have imposter syndrome. Well, everyone usually struggles with that, but it can also be another cause of it. And you also feel anxious because you don't know what you need to do. You don't know how to do what you need to do. If this is resonating with you, just know that you are not alone. Just know that you are amongst a lot of doctoral students who are struggling with this as well. I do invite you to book a call with me if you are interested in getting help with this. All you got to do is use the link in the description or just send me a private message. So a quick story, I did have a client, right? She was the first one in her family to do a doctorate. She was at an institution, unfortunately, that did not support her well. She also was not getting guidance on how to successfully navigate her program. So she also had major clarity issues in terms of her why. Now, why did she do a doctoral program? Because she was told that she would be good at it. Basically, in our first conversation, that's what she told me. I was told that I would be good at it. And so I got in. And when I got in, I was like, okay, so what now? Right? Everything was fine in the beginning, taking her courses until she got to the point where she was able or needed to select her electives. Now she had to start making decisions for herself. Now, hi, Tara. Hello, future Dr. Nelson. Now she needed to start being clear on what she wanted to do, because she had to then choose courses that would aid her in terms of her research down the line. But she didn't know what to do, right? So after also taking all the required courses, she also had no idea what to do next. Which electives? I just talked about that, right? Do I try to publish now? A lot of my colleagues are doing that. Should I submit papers for publication? Should I even try to do conferences? Should I be TAing, right? It's not required at my institution, but some of my colleagues are doing it. But my time is limited because I have a family. I also work full time. I don't know what to do. She needed clarity. She also didn't know how many hours per day she would be able to work on her doctoral program because her schedule was packed. And after doing an audit of her schedule, she realized that she said yes to a lot of things she should have said no to. So we audited that schedule and got it down to where it should be, especially since she realized that earning her doctorate is exactly what she needed to do when she figured out why she wanted the doctorate. It would help her a great deal in terms of her nonprofit. So she also didn't know how to begin thinking about her research interests. We talked about all of that. So she lacked clarity all around. Again, she is not alone in this. I know many of you who are in the tribe join the tribe because you want information, because you need programming to help you do this, because you want to be in community with other doctoral students who hopefully will share their stories, their growing edges, their successes, so that you can learn from them as well. Doctoral students thrive in community, which is why I have this group. And it is also going to be revamped, so get excited about how it is going to be changing, okay? And to get you all more active, for those who are trying to accelerate their doctorate, this is what this group is going to be. It is not for squatters. It is not for those who just want to say I'm part of a tribe, but not engaging. The more you engage, the more you accelerate in your program. I know I just went on a tangent, but it was important for me to say that, okay? So the best way to gain clarity is through information. I asked her, hey, did you read your institutional guidelines? And she said, no, they didn't give that to me. Right. Okay, so you need to request that, or you need to look at the website for your institution and download the doctoral handbook. Read that from cover to cover. Do not stop at the stage in which you find yourself in currently. You cannot prepare for the next stage while you're in your current one if you don't know what is expected of you. She was unable, before we had our intensive, she was unable to say, you know what, I don't like these electives, at least 2 of them I don't want to do, so I'm going to do a tutorial. She didn't know to do that because she hadn't read the guidelines, so she didn't know that doing a tutorial or an independent study was even an option. You always need to know what you are and are not able to do. You do have some flexibility. You also need to ask questions. Again, I always talk about this. Doctoral students struggle asking questions for the answers that they need. You need to do that to gain clarity. And again, clarity decreases your level of stress. Yes, Tara, I'm glad you read the guide. It is so important, so very important. So she also needed to do a deep dive in all of these issues, and that's exactly what we did. We did a 3-hour intensive for her in terms of not only auditing her schedule and getting her strategic action plan in order, but also to map out her program. She wanted to do a broad scope of her program, but I do have clients, and I'll get to it later, who focus on different things in their 3-hour intensive. So I mapped out her program. I had her send me a copy of her institutional guidelines because I need to know how best to strategize, how best to guide you in terms of your planning. We determined her electives after figuring out where her interests lie. We also discussed the pros and cons of presenting, TAing, of publishing, and all of that. And we talked about the importance of making sure that she focuses on her own program and stop comparing herself to other people, and how to be her own best self-advocate. All of this stuff that I always mention because it is a constant issue among doctoral students. And I want you to avoid those things. So again, the intensive lasted for about 3 hours, but she left with a plan. She had clarity, she was less stressed and less anxious, and she was excited to execute the plan. She was excited. How many of you wake up every morning, or especially on the Monday morning when you have the week ahead of you, and you're stressed out because you're thinking about everything you need to do, from your doctoral program to your job, to your kids and their own schedule, and if you're virtual schooling, all of that, and you don't know what to do first? Let's just talk about your doctoral program. You have classes, or you have your qualifying exams, and you're looking at these bibliographies, and you're looking at your lit review, and you're like, I don't even know what method, I don't know. Where do I start? You can get clarity on that. I know for me, I would drive myself crazy if I didn't have a plan, because there are so many topics that I can talk about for doctoral students in any phase of the program, including going on the academic job market, that I would go crazy not having a plan on what I want to discuss. So I wake up refreshed. I wake up not stressed because I know what I need. Sometimes I do change my topics based on conversations I have with doctoral students, and I think that you can benefit from the answers that I give, so I share those. But I have to have a plan, or else I will be stressed out, and I don't like to be stressed. Okay, so we had a plan. Having clarity is huge. Okay, as I said, it is one of the main things that escape doctoral students. It is a huge source of stress. And for these reasons, and I'm sure you've probably saw the post, but I have decided to offer for a limited time for now. I just want to see how it goes. I am offering a half VIP day. It is a 3-hour intensive on any aspect of your doctoral program. So some of the ones that I've done before are planning out their lit review, narrowing their research project or topic, how best to prepare for your comprehensive exams, figuring out the best way to do your dissertation while you prepare to go on the job market, how to work on your the best way to work on your dissertation outline so that you're not trying to write on everything, but just on one thing, because Dr. Smith always says your dissertation is an assignment. Whatever you need to do. I have spent 3 hours with a client just brainstorming their topic. They had so many great ideas in their brain. I call it scholarly clutter, right? But they only needed to choose one. And that was the critique from their advisor. You got too much going on here. And so I literally had them do a brain dump of everything that was in their head. And I'm a fast typist, so I got everything out. And then I read it back to them. And the first thing they said was, I said that? Yeah, you did. Now, what we have to do is make sure that you choose only one, and then we can outline your dissertation from that. Right? This is not your life's work. I say that all the time. This is not your magnum opus. This is not your magnum opus. Just choose one thing. Let's get in, let's get out, let's get you mentored, move on, and then reach back and help another doctoral student. All right? So until Thursday, I invite you to book a free call with me so I can hear what you might want clarity on, or what you might want to do a deep dive in your project or in your dissertation or whatever phase of your program. You might just want to go over the guidelines with me, and I can do a broad mapping of your dissertation, your doctoral program as a whole. It is up to you, but you first have to book that call. It should only take about 25 to 30 minutes, no more, and I'll let you know whether what I have to offer is in alignment with what you need. If I cannot help you and I tell you, you know what, no, I will not read 40 pages straight, but I do know someone who is a great dissertation editor, and I will send you over to her. It's just a phone call. Please do not struggle. I want you to accelerate your degree, accelerate your doctorate, and the best way to do that is to gain clarity, is to get help, is to ask questions, and we can do that. You can create a plan. This three-hour intensive or a half-day VIP day will be offered until Thursday. I do not know when I'm going to offer it again. No, this is not trying to get you to, go into panic mode. I got to do it now. This is only for those who are ready. If you know you are ready and you are tired of not knowing what you need to do, or you need help because your advisor keeps telling you, no, this isn't it. No, this isn't it. Book the call. Let's talk. I look forward to seeing your name in my calendar. I am so glad that you are part of the Doctoral Tribe. I am so glad that you have decided to do your studies and to make a change in the world. At least I hope that that is what you plan to do with your doctorates. You all stay safe, stay encouraged. If there is a topic or a question that you would love for me to do a live stream on, you can message me. I won't shout you out unless you want me to. It can remain confidential, but I need to know the best way for me to provide the information that you need is for you to tell me what you want to hear. All right. So for those who are ready to go to the next level, to have a plan that you can easily implement and execute, I look forward to talking with you. Tara, thank you for joining me. You enjoy the rest of your day. You all stay safe, stay brilliant. Take care.